Boom, bam, bop, bada bop.
Let's do this.
What's on the roof? That's awesome. That is so fucking fun. Boom, 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 let's go. Hey, howdy there, anyone. So today I'm reviewing the playtest for VoidBreaker. When I played it, there was only like an hour of gameplay. There wasn't much going on. There was only 2 guns. By the time that I played that a little while ago, and now I've heard that the developer has made a lot more progress. And after this review, I'm going to be playing it again and checking it out. So, but I didn't want to ruin any of my thoughts for the first impressions video. So anyway, let's check it out. So it's made by this guy, Daniel Stubbington. This is a solo developer. He's got the studio Stubby Games, which I just love. This guy seems like a meme lord already. Just because of that name. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty self-aware, and I freaking love it. This is a first-person shooter, roguelite, destructible map, modification. So the idea behind it is you're just upgrading your gun. You know, you're killing these enemies, you're killing these bots, and you're upgrading your gun. But the really interesting thing is that your upgrades can combine. And you can put one here, and then it'll say, oh, it'll increase the one above and the one on the bottom, or it'll increase the one in an L shape or an T shape, or there's a bunch of different ways, and you have to map out your upgrades in your gun to get all the different effects. And so it's really interesting. The movement is so crisp and so smooth. There's a shit ton going on on the screen, but as far as I could tell, it was all very understandable, and you knew where the enemies were. You could distinguish them from the background. You could see the attacks coming. You knew what enemies did what, and it immediately you're just in the world. And this world that this guy Daniel Stubbington has created is really, really cool. So the sound design is by Joe Ford. I should have put this in my presentation notes. So shit, hold on. I'm gonna do a little movie magic and figure this out. Okay, there we go. So Joe Ford, he is the composer for Riot Games, it looks like. It doesn't say on his profile exactly which games he's worked on, but he being a composer for Riot Games is pretty cool. That's this, you know, smaller one developer indie studio was able to grab him and be the the sound designer for VoidBreaker. And as you heard and are hearing now, it is really good music. Anyway, let's get back into the let's get back into the little PP. Strengths, super fast-paced, really smooth. You're moving all around the map the entire time. Destructible environments. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time. There's been a lot of games that have hyped up destructible environments, but oh, what is it? Red Faction 2, right? That was a game that had destructible environments, but there was no multiplayer. It wasn't anyway, it's a totally different game. Point is, there's not a lot of games that do destructible environments, and this one does it well. Like I was saying before, it's visually intensive, but super, super understandable. The gun mod combinations creates really crazy, really, really interesting outcomes. Something I forgot to put in my PP is that this developer is clearly inspired by Half-Life and the source code or whatever, because, and Portal, you're in this game and it feels like GLaDOS's brother or something like that made another little hellscape, and this is what he created. So instead of puzzles, you're trying to kill all these bots over and over and over again. The mechanic where you pick up stuff and throw it at enemies, that feels straight out of Half-Life. And right at the beginning of the game, there's a train sequence that feels very similar to the Half-Life 2 starting sequence, so it seemed like that was a little homage. Anyway, this guy's got a lot to offer, but he's also got a lot on his plate. So that being said, the weaknesses. There's going to be no late game right now because I don't think it's not fully out. It's in the process of it. It's not fully realized yet, but there's a lot here already. He's got a really, really good base, and now he kind of just needs to make the story out of it. There's going to be slower bug updates because he's a solo developer. Hopefully with enough... What am I trying to say? Hopefully with enough exposure. Hopefully with enough exposure, he'll be able to get the game going and hire some more people to get under his belt to help him out. But this guy, you got to really check him out. So the conclusion for VoidBreaker is that if you're into this type of gameplay, you're into really, really quick, fast-paced, roguelite, gun combination, explosions, robots trying to fucking kill you. You know, if you're into that sort of stuff, check it out. It's still pretty early, so you can hit the ground and see where this guy goes. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.